Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to welcome you all this afternoon for this special event, the Aura Day. 6 weeks before the International Paris Air Show, we are going to have an update on the Aura Aero key program major achievement this afternoon. We are here in the new Aura Aero Test Center, and as you all know, Aura Aero has long proven to have the future embedded in its DNA and to be at the forefront of the next generation of aircraft development. Upcoming reveals to preview so in a couple minutes. Today, we will interact with Aura Aero members as well as clients and industrial partners, and we are really, really honored to have them here with us today. A warm welcome also to all those of you following this event online from all over the world. All right, he's one of the co-founder of Aura Aero with his associate Wilfried Dufaux and Fabien Raison. It all started in 2018, boasting over 13 years of experience in aeronautical engineering. He's also chief engineer of his company. Please welcome Jérémy Caussade, CEO of Aura Aero. Hello, Jérémy, how are you?
Yeah, thank you.
Good to be here. Good. Let's start, if you want, with the Integral aircraft family and precisely the Integral E, ready to flight. If you had to summarize it with these assets, what would you say?
Yeah, first say thank you to joining us and to be here in our test center. We are here in a very special moment at a very special place because we will develop and do all the integration test of our electric propulsion system being on Integral Electric, so the two-seaters or on the 19 seats, and we'll come back on that here. So this is a major tool for us in the way to keep developing, keep learning what has to be some low carbon and net zero aircraft in the future. So let's talk a bit about the two-seaters if it fits right. So first, just to recall that Integral Electric is a zero-emission, full electrical trainer aircraft. So this is part of our light aircraft family, let's say. We worked quite a lot on it because we believing firmly that we have to put on the market as soon as possible a zero-emission trainer for training the pilot, the future civilian and military pilots. So to do so, we started with a lot of bench activities that has been started late November 2022. And today is a special day for this program too, because it's the last day of the bench program. Meaning what? Meaning that we learn a lot with the electric propulsion chain, so being on the electric engine, on the battery, on the protection and distribution component, because one of the novelty of this aircraft is based on the 800-volt electrical network, but we'll come back on that, which is a novelty that is shared between the two-seaters and the 19 seats, our electric regional aircraft. One of the main topic about that, one of the main reason why we're going to this type of electrical network is because we need to have a fast charging capability. The autonomy with the battery is something where everybody in the world is working on, and it will progress a long time. But then we need to work also about the turnaround time. How many times do we need to charge the aircraft when it's on ground prior to come back in flight? Because it's not a matter of economical model to have an aircraft that is in flight as long as possible, as often as possible, to bring money for training pilot or for our customer. So of course, associated to that and the electric propulsion system, there is also the noise that we need to lower the noise, of course, because we need to have some, peaceful relationship with the neighborhood of the airport. And of course, last but not least, and I've talked a bit about that, that we need to lower the cost of the flight hour. And this type of propulsion system of aircraft is definitely going in the right direction because we're using electricity. That is something we can produce here in France, but not only in France, that is widely spread in the world. So yeah, a big achievement for this last day of bench. We have to keep really focused because we are at the beginning of the story. Still, what we can say that it's interesting enough, it's mature enough to go on and to proceed into the industrialization of such an aircraft. So this is really important. And so the timeline for us is quite obvious. Today, finishing the bench test means that we're moving to the second part of the program of this flight test vehicle Integral E, which is the beginning of the ground test activities prior to going into flight mode. So the next step for us will be to do the reveal of this flight test vehicle 1 of Integral Electric at Le Bourget Air Show. So in a few weeks now, and then we come back to Toulouse and we start all the integration of the propulsive system into the aircraft and to prepare first the ground test with the aircraft, and then when all the tests will be done, we will go into flight into flying with the first flight of the aircraft that we believe will arrive this year before the end of 2023.
Jérémy, Aura Aero's job is to accelerate the decarbonization of the aviation. You said it, to fly better. Actually, the same team that has been working on the Integral also worked on the other aircraft we're going to focus on now. It's the ERA. Would you say, in a word, that it is kind of a continuum of the spirit of your company?
Yes, it is definitely, because there is a lot of novelty that are shared between Integral Electric and ERA. And namely the electric propulsion system, the way to do the right embodiment and of the batteries inside the aircraft, and also of the electrical network that is robust enough, safe enough, and resilient enough to do the job. So yeah, this was the reason why we decided to have one team working on both Integral Electric and ERA, and this is also a way for us to have a kind of de-risking activity using the two-seaters story that have to be by itself a product line with customers. Still, it's arriving before the 19 seats, before a commercial aircraft. And for us, we can confirm now that it was the good strategy to have the same team learning on the two-seaters, making it happen with the right level of know-how, of the right size of team too, and then use the feedback, use the de-risking activity to better understand how we have to design the 19 seats. So the 19 seats is ERA, so it stands for Electric Regional Aircraft, and I propose to jump to this ERA section because we have a lot of things to share to you. When we started with the ERA program back in 2021, the general idea was to jump into the commercial aviation and to work on the affordable size of aircraft where we could have a strong CO2 cutting by design and having something that is manageable within 2030, so short term. So yeah, here we are. Today is a very special one for ERA because we worked quite a lot with all the team, and I take the opportunity to thank them all. We are at the beginning of the journey. Still, it's a good beginning, strong one, and we will showcase that in the coming minutes. And what we want to show you right now is the reveal of the final shape of ERA. We worked with Stellantis, Diane for the creative content, but it's a blend of Stellantis for having the beautiful aircraft you will see, and all the seriousness in the engineering, because you will see that there is not only 3D stuff. Yeah. Our job is to transform it into something real. So yeah, please have a look.
Let's discover.
Yeah.